Yo, what's going on, you guys? It's your man, the Grass Ninja. Welcome to the channel. Today we're going to talk about code. We're going to talk about Boruto Chapter 80. So, with Boruto Chapter 80 only 10 days away as of the recording of this video, and with the manga spoilers even closer than that, today's video is going to serve as our final Chapter 80 prediction video in this month's set of content. So, I need you guys to make sure you're subscribed to the channel so you don't miss a beat. Let me know your predictions down in the comment section below. Code videos don't usually do too well on this channel, so do me a favor, hook it up with that like spike, you guys. Let's see if we can get to 100 likes within the next 24 hours, alright? So as soon as one full day passes, let's see if we're there. Anyway, let's get back to the question at hand, right? Will Code launch his attack by the end of Boruto Chapter 80? Now, look guys, obviously, Chapter 79 left us with the wildest cliffhanger of Boruto running away from Mitsuki's Sage Mode assault. We have Momoshiki explaining to him what Kawaki and Ida have done. Now, I'm expecting Chapter 80 to pick up where Boruto and Momoshiki's conversation left off, as well as showing us how omnipotence has affected some of the other characters. But I need you guys to prepare yourself where it's going down, alright? I want you guys to take note at just how fast things have been moving in the Boruto manga recently. Alright, you guys, so hop in with me. Let's take a stroll down memory lane for a second just to get some context to the whole situation. Because the question is, will Code launch his attack by the end of Boruto Chapter 80? I don't think it's going to open up with Code invading or anything. But let's recap just how the last few chapters have ended, right? So let's go back a little bit further than just a few. Let's go back to when Kawaki reawakens the Karma Seal. So at the end of Chapter 65 and to the start of Chapter 66, Kawaki basically reawakened the Karma Seal because Amuro had, without his consent, unwillingly bestowed it back onto Kawaki. Now, by the end of Chapter 66, Kawaki kills Boruto. Okay, so that's already a huge jump. The karma comes back, now Boruto's dead. The next chapter ends, so Chapter 67 ends with Momoshiki saving Boruto, and he reveals to us that Boruto is now 100% Otsutsuki. So that's the ending of the next chapter. By the end of Chapter 68, Code and Ida have infiltrated Konoha. By the end of Chapter 69, Delta returns to the story, reprogrammed as an ally for Konoha, and Amado's been captured by Code. We jump into the end of Chapter 70, where we have Code's limiters are removed, and we get a full power Code. So you're starting to see the pattern here, right? The endings are just, they don't miss. You know what I'm saying? We jump into Chapter 71. This whole chapter was quite literally Code versus Damon, alright? Chapter 72 ended with Code creating the Grime army from the Ten Tails. Chapter 73 ends with Sasuke sensing Momoshiki and remembering how he had similar sensations with his Rinnegan. Chapter 74 ended with Amado's interrogation beginning, which led to the whole Shibai, Shinjutsu, and all these other revelations with Akabi Sanzu, right? Chapter 75 ended with Boruto looking into the future. You guys are noticing the trend, right? The chapter endings, they just don't miss. It's just back to back to back to back. Chapter 76 ends with Kawaki challenging Momoshiki into combat. 77 ended with Naruto and Hinata being trapped in the Daikokuten. 78 ends with Boruto's scar, right? The iconic scar, and Momoshiki saying his fate has been sealed, right? We already know what went down in Chapter 79, right? Now, what do all these things have in common, right? It shows us that the Boruto manga has been leaving us with not only banger after banger, as a full chapter's worth of content, but crazy cliffhanger after even crazier cliffhanger. Now, even if we take the monthly release schedule into account, Boruto's manga pacing has just been incredibly fast, which leads me to believe Boruto Chapter 80 of the Boruto manga, just like the last 15 chapters, has no intention of holding back or slowing down now. If anything, it's only going to get even wilder. Now, what's wilder than having the whole time skip primed up and having Boruto and Kawaki's lives flipped on their head? Now, I don't want to go here and tell you that I expect the entire bulk of Chapter 80 to be code, right? I expect bulk of Chapter 80 to pick up where Boruto and Momoshiki left off, as well as showing us how omnipotence has affected some of the other characters. However, I suspect the cliffhanger of the chapter might actually be Code declaring war or beginning his attack, right? Code might actually launch his attack on Konoha as the cliffhanger at the end of Chapter 80. Now look, I'm like the spoilers are days away, so this is the last prediction we've got for a few days. This is a joke I make all the time. Don't call me a prophet, but don't be surprised if this stuff happens. All right, now this was a long intro, it was a lot to get into, but I want you guys to take a second. Let's just talk about Code here. Did Ida's omnipotence, did the memory alteration even reach Code? All right, so let's recap what's going on here. Code and Bug are currently in a separate dimension from Ida and Kawaki. Visually, we only saw Ida's alteration bomb spread planet-wide, right? Now, while Ida's Senreigan clairvoyant Shinjutsu has been shown to allow Ida to essentially astral project herself into any moment or event in the present or in her limited past, including even events in other dimensions, it's unclear if the omnipotence Shinjutsu, which spread across the entire planet in this case, shares the same qualities. Now I personally don't think that Ida's omnipotence bomb made its way into other dimensions, but on the off chance that it did, since we just have to wait and see, let's just talk about how it's possible. Let's go into theory mode for a second, because maybe Code, right, since Code is technically linked or bonded to the Ten Tails, right, which, by the way, is the seed of the tree which bears a fruit which otsutsukifies whoever eats it, right? The eater of said fruit becomes an Otsutsuki. And at the end of the day, it all starts from that seed, right? Which is the Ten Tails. So, see here, Code in his current moment is more Otsutsuki-like than he's ever been before, especially after creating the Claw Grime army, which is a result of his Claw Mark Shinjutsu containing as well as crushing the Ten Tails. Now remember, the Claw Marks are not only just Shinjutsu. We have more explanations than that. It's also a composite of physical matter made up of Code's chakra and the iron from Code's blood, right? Now maybe, this is a hard maybe, but maybe Code is temporarily Otsutsukified, or he's Otsutsuki-ish, while linked to the Ten Tails this way, which could mean unaffected by Ida's omnipotence. So either way, right, doesn't really matter whether it reached him or not, he might have immunity. Let's just say omnipotence only spread across the planet and it didn't reach any other dimensions. Or we could say Code is Otsutsuki-ish right now after linking with the Ten Tails. Either way, it doesn't matter because Code's unaffected. What is Code's plan, right? Well, Code has his whole retribution list, right? He needs to avenge Ishiki, and he needs to take down the people responsible for Ishiki's death, right? So he doesn't want the Ten Tails to do this. He wants to personally end their lives. So he's after Kawaki, Boruto, Amado, Naruto, Sasuke, and then at the end of the list, after Shikamaru convinced Ida or proposed that opportunity she joined Konoha, Shikamaru got added to the list. Now, the other thing Code's trying to do is cultivate a chakra fruit, which means he needs to plant the Ten Tails onto the world. He needs to sacrifice Boruto, so Boruto's a primary target. He's essential. And this also means that this will trigger the infinite Tsukiyomi. So the whole planet is going to get enwrapped by the 10 tails, have all of their chakra sapped up and everything, and it's going to power the chakra fruit, right? He also wants to Otsutsukify himself. He needs to go under Otsutsukification, right? So he can discover his true feelings for Ida or not, because it's still unclear as of right now whether Code actually likes Ida or it's just the charm ability. Now, if you ask me, I think Simp no Jutsu just got my boy good, but we'll have to wait and see. And we already know what Code wants, and it's more important to know, or to try to remember, that Code has amassed over 1,000 Claw Grime soldiers at this point. So Code right now has multiple personal vendettas to hash out with specific people in Konoha. Man's got a whole hit list right now. As well as he's threatening the entire world with the 10 tails and infinite Tsukiyomi. Alright? The only remaining thing to figure out here is, who is Code gonna target first? So if this is setting up a cliffhanger, we're gonna have to see either Code declaring his attack, which means chapter 81 would show us an assault on Konoha or something. But how does this go? Who does he target first? Do Claw Grimes just infiltrate the village, right? I mean, technically he needs Boruto to achieve the plan. Boruto's already being hunted down by his own people. What if Code strikes right now? This would be kind of crazy, right? Does Code launch a full-scale invasion on the Hidden Leaf? I'm talking like Claw Grimes in the thousands, led by a full-power, no-limiters Code, and the god of booze himself, Bug Otsutsuki. So, with Boruto Chapter 80 only 10 days away as of this recording, and with the manga spoilers even closer than that, I'm super curious to hear what you guys think will happen in Boruto Chapter 80. What do you guys think? Will Code make his move in the next chapter? Who do you think he will target first if he does? Do you agree with me that these Boruto cliffhangers just keep hyping things up more and more and more every single month? Like I said, I'm super curious to hear what you guys got down in the comment section below. If you made it all the way to the end of the video, then do us both a favor. Hit that like button. We're trying to get to 100 likes by the end of the day, bro. Yeah, we got to keep that in for authenticity. Official spoilers and links for the Boruto Chapter 80 manga should be coming out in the next couple of days or whatever. So subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, because trust me guys, you don't want to miss out. We're going to be covering the spoilers this time around. Anyway, I've been your man's the Grass Ninja, signing out.